No. So you have
You went back there. You stayed there for about what, 7 days?
We had to sleep for 7 days. I mean, for the time that I stayed there, 7 days under a tent, dressed up, with a bag with our important papers, whatever was needed, car keys, passport, right there to grab this bag and take off if we have to. That was the situation I was in. And I experienced an aftershock, the aftershock of 6 months. And the experience that I had, I couldn't sleep, of course, in a situation. I spent 7 days. I maybe took 2 or 3 cat baths. This means you had to brush your teeth in a cup of water. Right. You have to bathe in a gallon of water, with a washcloth. Right. And I was, standing on my patio, overlooking the mountain range of Kaskov, La Boule, and all that. And you could see the destruction, and also the experience of seeing a whole mountain bulging, moving. This means you hear a grondement, a rumble, and you could see that. You could hear after that the house trembling, like a woodpecker pecking on a wood piece. It is scary, and you lose your balance. This means you cannot stand straight. This means you have no control on what you do. The only thing that you have to do is to try to get out. If you're inside a house, get out. That's the only thing. And a lot of people, most people did not know that you have to get out. Once you hear earthquake, the earth moving, get out. Most people didn't know what was going on. They were hypnotized. They were they froze. They were frozen, and that was the situation that you had so many people that were crushed by this terrible earthquake.
Chance pour moi de la mi-temps la rue. Carole, comment
It's unreal. You have to live it to believe what I'm saying. Words cannot express the experience of an earthquake.
Tu peux imaginer béton armé ça avec acier, faire ça qui vient collapse sur vous. Wow. This is where they sleep. You see where the people are standing? That's where they sleep every day, every night. With no tent. Yeah, that's the Sacré-Cœur.
The people are in need of tents. They need shelter. They need sanitation in the place where they can do their need. They have nothing. We from the diaspora, we definitely need to provide that for them. Sleeping bags, port toilet. Port toilet is extremely important. I want to emphasize the sanitation condition, because those camps that have propped up all over Port-au-Prince parks, the Champ de Mars, Place Saint-Pierre, etc. The people don't have nothing where they can bathe, they can do their needs. They have nothing. The international aid is stuck at the airport. Nothing gets out. It comes in, nothing gets out. They have no coordinator. The Haitian government is absent. The Red Cross provide within the limit of what they can do. Oh, I'm not going to venture in this area. They don't want to venture too far away from their base, which is the airport. The situation is extremely grave, extremely difficult for the Haitian people. Why? Because they don't have access to water, no drinking water, no shelter. Food is scarce. Food, the country still provide with food. They don't have enough money. Their homes are destroyed. They have to camp out at night in the street of Port-au-Prince under no cover. My experience is that we see children playing in an area where people do their need. We see people urinating in the middle of the street. Why? Because they're afraid to get close to a wall. We could see that they are afraid to get into their houses because of the fragility of the structure. Those houses have been damaged. Even they're still standing. But we had a situation where people went back into their home where the house collapsed on them.
As you're getting closer, it looks okay from far, but the building is condemned. You're gonna have to take it down because everything is broken. Everything, you could see the cracks in the wall. It's leaning on one side. I told Carole, don't even stand there, next to it because it might fall down because we still have tremors.
Wow.
The person responsible of the border crossing, which was General Hill from the Dominican Army. They have an operation called Operation Manu Amiga. They open their borders 24 hours. They provide assistance to the foreign press, foreign organization. Also, on their side, the Red Cross, which deserve all our thanks because they were the first and they were the only one in the field assisting the people in the poor neighborhood. In other words, they'll bring water, they'll bring whatever is needed for first aid. You know what it means to live, to sleep outdoors up in the mountains in Haiti. It's cold. It's very cold, which means tents, sleeping bags, air mattress, manual air pumps, inverter for the car that you could plug in and charge your batteries, and rechargeable lamps.
What do people need now?
Tents,
Portalets.
sleeping bags, sleeping bags, air mattress, manual air pump. Very important. Give them a minimum of, a minimum of shelter. It's gonna rain, and when it starts raining, it's gonna be hell. More homes gonna collapse because the weight of the water getting into the structures gonna collapse those homes. Yes. They have most homes in Port-au-Prince are unsafe. I wouldn't for any reason go back in them without being checked by an expert. My experience that every day that I was going down to Pétionville, down to Sacré-Cœur, Toujours, as the earth was trembling, every night we could hear rumbles for 5 seconds. They're still, those structures are still moving. So there's no way that the people that are in Port-au-Prince now gonna have a let up on their situation. They need those tents. They need those portalets for sanitation purpose. The rainy season is coming. I cannot emphasize that. They need that shelter. They need a place where they can do their needs. It's very important. Diaspora, please